September. Kids are going back to school. Football season's underway, both college and professional. Baseball's wrapping up. A lot of nice, exciting things to look for as fall gets underway. But for Jeff and I, we're excited because September's also going to bring the first of our subscription service deliveries.
Yeah. And, we're talking about things like Loot Crate. For us, we actually signed up for Nerd Block. They were at Fan Expo today showing stuff off. And I'd seen these subscription services online before, and people talk about them on Twitter. I'm like, wow, that's a really cool idea. But I checked out Loot Crate, and the problem with being in Canada is that all the good stuff is in the US. And if you want it in Canada, it's a lot more pricey because the shipping's brutal and whatnot.
It costs twice as much, and then into the shipping, which, at that point you're talking, it's just not at all a good value. But I've also seen it too. They're really, a lot of these are sponsoring podcasts now, which is what I listen to extensively. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like Loot Crate is a big one. Nature Box. It seems like it's a very interesting business model, and I think it's one that has a real chance to succeed. So, we both took the opportunity. Let's try it once, and try it for a month. See if we. Well, I figure I'm going to try it for a month. I'm going to forget about it until the second month shows up, and then I'll make the call.
Do you notice that you're forgetting about it because you just know you typically forget, or are you, quote unquote, forgetting about it?
No, I will legitimately forget to cancel it after a month if I want to, and I'll get the second one and be like, oh, I forgot to do that. Kind of like when you forgot to cancel your data plan after your 1 month US subscription.
Ah, right. Yes. So...
let's talk about these crates. First of all, like I said, great idea. So whether it's Loot Crate, Nerd Block, Nature Box, some of the other ones that are starting to pop up,
that which is how somebody's hit on something, because people are starting to imitate it and add their own little wrinkles. So that's your first hint that they're growing.
So what happens is, with whichever service you choose, you're paying either by the month. You can sometimes get a discount if you take a multi-month subscription. But essentially, every month, you're going to get sent a box of stuff. It's usually around $20 or so, or sometimes less, sometimes more. Or let's say $20 is the mark. Mm-hmm. What you're being promised is much more than $20, maybe $40, $50 worth of value in what you're going to get in there. For some of the nerdier stuff, it's action figures, it's posters, it's t-shirts, it's cool collectibles, comic books, anime figures, you name it, it could be in there.
Yeah. You mentioned Nature Box. I think they've actually branched out into like natural or organic foods, right?
Yeah, you can choose like a variety of healthy snacks, and then every month they'll either send you what you want or just a random sampling.
Yeah. Loot Crate is sort of, they have that offer that one crate, and the folks that we saw at Fan Expo today, which is I guess a Canadian company, Nerd Block, they actually have branched out and they have different kinds of blocks for like people. So like they have a video game one now, which was just the one I hooked up on because I love getting those stupid little toys for video games and stuff. But they have also one for kids, for both boys and girls.
Yeah, which is a cool idea, because as much as we love getting stuff, kids like getting stuff too. So if you're an adult, you can get the classic one, you can get the arcade one, you can get the horror one, or you can share the love with your kids and get either the boy or the girl one. Now, setting aside, I'm not sure I totally like the idea of having like a boy one or a girl one, because it'd be nice if you could just have something that has a little of everything, especially if you're like me and have a boy and a girl. It would be nice to get a kid's loot box that they're gonna both have some stuff in it that they like.
Yeah, it's good for me because I have 3 boys, so I can just get the Nerd Block Junior for the boys, and they can sort of split things, or hold on to them, use them as like carrots for doing their chores, or for birthdays or things along those lines.
Yeah, because that's one of the ideas we were talking about that we really like the idea of is. Let's say you were going to give a kid, let me start over. let's say you were going to get a grandchild or a niece or a nephew a birthday present or a Christmas present. Maybe, if you're thinking maybe spending $50, $60, that's not unreasonable. That's a video game, or that's a Lego set these days. What you could do instead is get the Nerd Block Junior. And what you're going to end up doing is, for about the same amount of money, the kid's going to be getting 3 different things over 3 months. You're going to be able to spread that out a little bit. It's not going to be one thing that they're going to play and then, discard and, or go into the pile. It's going to be some smaller things that, as Jeff said, you can kind of stretch it out over even, what they can earn out of their box, or what they can, choose and then choose something later, or share or give away, or, so many options that you can do with that.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I like the idea. I'm glad I'm going to take the plunge at least for a month, maybe 2. Maybe I'll forget as well. If I like it, we'll keep going with it. And like usually the commitments aren't too bad on these things, depending on who the company is. So you can try it out, and that's what we're going to do. You're right. I think I see it as something that is going to just keep growing, because I don't know how they're pulling it off. I guess they must get these things really cheap and volume discounts or whatever, but I like the idea. I want to see. We'll see how it works in practice, and we can follow up on that.
Yeah, once we get our first boxes, we'll be sure to share the experience. But I would be shocked if this doesn't spread to more and more areas, because it just seems like a good winning model and a great way to sample things.
Yeah,
and certainly it didn't help that they had a special promo when we signed up. If you signed up, you got to choose a Guardians of the Galaxy Funko Pop character, or Pop Funko character, which is pretty cool, because the Guardians of the Galaxy ones, you couldn't find them anywhere.
No.
So you could get Star-Lord, Rocket, or Groot, and I think you picked Star-Lord, I picked Rocket. Everybody else seemed to pick Groot because they didn't have any.
Yeah, they didn't have it by the time we got to them.
So you figure that's like a $10 to $15 item on its own, as an incentive to sign up for something that's going to cost us about $30.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sold.
Yeah.
So, that's we'll see what happens, and we'll check it out when it comes in.
We'll do.
So, I'm Greg.
Jeff.
Thanks for listening to GamerPops.